welcome to Young Turks, the show that puts the spotlight on two young achievers every single week and takes you through their journey to success. I'm Shireen Bhan, and joining me on the show is Anita Balagopalan. Hi Anita.
Hi Shireen. She's not what you think of when you say typical NGO founder. Shaheen Mistry of Akanksha Foundation is more of a social entrepreneur. Meet her later on the show. For now, it's back to Shireen.
My guest today created architectural history when he designed the Wipro Technology Center in Gurgaon, which has been certified by Leeds as the largest platinum-rated green building in Asia. Catch up with Vidur Bharadwaj on Young Turks today.
His motto is stay green, and he's made that point loud and clear. Meet 39-year-old Vidur Bharadwaj, the man behind Wipro's Green Building, Asia's largest LEED certified platinum-rated eco-friendly building. This is a landmark project for this Delhi School of Planning and Architecture graduate who decided to strike out on his own in 1992. The last decade has seen Vidur designing IT parks, hospitals, multiplexes, shopping malls, and even some homes. But oddly, his beginning was rather modest.
A friend of mine, he owned a place in Connaught Place and he wanted a staircase done. So he asked me for my help, and that was really the first project I started. Every day we were building the staircase and I was designing it, and every day I used to go and stand there and look at it. And it took us about a month and a half, and I must have gone there 30 times. Probably I haven't visited a single site of mine 30 times after that. But yes, it started with that, and well, it's been 12 short years to say.
So how many steps did it actually take you from that staircase to actually, build something that you thought was a turning point as far as your career was?
See, typically speaking, what we did was that whatever clients we worked with, they were very happy with what we did. So starting with the staircase, really speaking, we did some houses, homes, and then moved on to large corporates, hospitals, healthcare, and software. That's what we are doing now.
Vidur is now channeling his energy on creating the largest green building in the country. With 2,000 people working on the project currently, this building offers an eco-friendly, high-performance and low-wastage environment.
The Wipro building was a design competition which we won, and after we won the competition, the project was postponed endlessly. Okay, there was no concept of green buildings, LEED ratings, and all at that time in India. When the project was revived, it was almost about 3 years, we obviously thought we'd revisit the designs. When we went to revisit the designs, what we found that the designs held good, and normally in 3 or 4 years designs, architecture style changes, but we thought we could, it really was working well. Effectively, in pure business terms, we ended up saving over 46% of the energy, So if the energy was to be spent 100, we are spending 50 odd. Which is fantastic, in terms of electricity instead of air conditioning. So barring a few tweakings, right, as per the requirement, we represented them and they loved it. After that, we suggested to them that why don't we go for a green. This was the first project Wipro was doing in North, and then we started working on it. And then I went and did a presentation to Mr. Premji, and we knew we were only talking about green at that time, and nobody knew what ratings were, what kind of ratings, how to get them, because it was all very new in India. Sure. And when we went for the presentation, he asked me what kind of ratings are there. So I said, there's silver, gold, platinum. It's a LEED rated, then silver, then gold, and platinum. So he said, what kind of ratings are you giving me? And I just looked at him, and I was like kind of a bit awestruck. And I said, sir, it's only going to be platinum. He said, if it's going to be platinum, then we are on for this. And when I came out, the entire project division of Wipro was like looking at me like that. How could you commit platinum to the boss? Because platinum is virtually impossible. I said, now we committed, we got to deliver it.
Starting off as a one-man operation, Vidur now has a 75-member team. With offices spread all over the country, Vidur has now worked on projects in Abu Dhabi, Dubai and Malaysia. A strong believer in designing for the end user, Vidur is proud of this project. This is the Lotus Valley School in Noida and strikes a balance between what kids want and what's ecologically sound.
See, we were very clear that we wanted to work with the end user. because actually when you work with the end user, you really realize what they want and how you need to deliver that. So as part of the design philosophy, that was the first step I did. I resisted working for large or small developers in the initial parts of my career. So we ended up learning a lot, and typically speaking, we did take part in a few competitions and we won most of them. That was quite interesting because we were a very small team. There used to be only one girl working for me when we won the first competition, and slowly now we have over 75 odd people.
But tell me something, you've designed the Wipro building, which is sort of an IT development center, so on and so forth. You've designed the Max hospitals, you've designed a couple of schools as well. How do you kind of, how does it work? Do you have to sort of switch off and then think technology, switch off, then think hospitals? How does it actually work? How do you kind of, find yourself in this sort of space?
See, what we try to do is we try to live in the mind of the person who's going to be working there. Like for example, the school we've done in Noida, right? It's really been developed. It was brought to us by these people who've never done a school before. We actually kind of dreamed through what a school should be like for little kids. It should be a lot of fun and a whole lot of things. So that's what we did for the school. For the Wipro, it was all technology, and it was based on how many seats we can fit into the area. But the backbone of design is always the same, right? Be it the kind of electrics you put in, the air conditioning you put in, those things are pretty much consistent.
With projects worth 650 crore rupees underway, Vidur still takes time out to do something special. Om, the design store in the heart of South Delhi, is his labor of love for his wife. An eye for detail and an eco-friendly design philosophy, Vidur Bharadwaj is leaving his imprint on the Indian architecture scene.
We're sitting in a place called Aurum, which is one of the leading sort of design furniture stores in Delhi, and it is also owned by your wife, and you have designed it.
Well, I had no choice but to design it really. But here also, if you see, we actually punctured the hole in the basement floor, put a glass roof so that natural light comes in. So it's again integration of floors. That's something which I really enjoy doing.
Well, if you were to talk about the Vidur Bharadwaj design style, what would sum it up?
I think it would be designed for the people, designed by our team for the people, and something which grows with time, not something which is just looks nice for the first few years and just goes away. It's more about style than a design, like a particular kind of design, a particular kind of style. We always talk about in our design team, let's make something stylish. That's how we'd sum it up.
And in an existing building or project that you really admire, respect, even though it may not be necessarily yours?
Well, I've always loved the Indian International Center. If you look at that building, it's been designed by Stein. It's been there for years, and every time one goes there, you get positive vibes. It's something which grows every time you go there. That's one of the projects we admire the most.
So 5 years down the line, where do you see yourself?
5 years down the line, I hope to make more green buildings. I hope to make more eco-friendly buildings. And what I want to do, and I'm discussing with a few of my friends, is really take this kind of architecture to smaller towns, to homes. If you look at the Indian homes of the past, they've always been green. It's only that they were never documented. So I think we need to go back to our old architecture and really spread it across and make this country and this world more eco-friendly.
Is there a dream building, a dream project that you think about that you'd really like to do?
Yes, there is one actually. I don't know if it's possible. I've always wanted to design something under the sea.
Speaking about trends that we are seeing as far as the Indian market is concerned, you've designed the Wipro building in Gurgaon, which has been platinum rated, and it's supposed to be this eco-friendly building. Is that something that Indian corporates are willing to think of whether it's from a design dynamic point of view or from an ecologically friendly point of view? Are they willing to think out of the box and get innovative with their designs and their buildings now?
I think the answer is yes. They're beginning to think. I don't know if they're beginning to do, but they're definitely beginning to think. At the same time, if you look at it, I think there are only a few 30 buildings which are going green in this country. There must be 500,000 which are being built. And if you look at the kind of ad campaigns and campaigns which are for save the animals and the skins and the furs and so on and so forth, which I'm a firm believer of. What about save the planet? Aren't we all animals of this planet?
Well, that was architect Vidur Bharadwaj going green but in style. Time for us to take a short break on Young Turks, but when we return, another young achiever. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Young Turks. Our next segment is when we put the same set of questions to both our Young Turks to see how similar or different they are. Take a look.
Be honest to your work.
I think give of yourself. Do whatever you can with every minute of your life.
It needs a whole lot of fun and a little bit of stress at times.
I think marriage is a wonderful thing when it's right.
Well, live and let live.
Why not is the slogan for an interesting life.
It means a way to lead one's life, but it doesn't mean too much.
Making lots of money is certainly not important.
That's it then on this edition of Young Turks. Write to us, youngturks@tv18online.com. That's our email address. Send us your feedback. Send us profiles of people that you think would fit on the show. We'll see what we can do about them. Catch us again, same time, same place next week as we continue to unravel 2 more success stories for you from all of us here. Till then, it's goodbye and thanks for watching.